What is going on, my Impact Wrestling fam? Welcome to another edition of TNAIW Reaction right here on the TNAIW channel. My name is Geoff, and I want to thank you for rocking with me yet again. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm saying that because we just did our Slammiversary review, and we got a few thumbs down that are hurting the algorithm. But you know we're doing this one fan at a time, one friend at a time. There's no big problem with that. But the point I'm making here is trying to subliminally message to implore you to hit thumbs up on this one, because I feel like we're gonna get a couple thumbs down again. Because in the mission of being transparent and honest and unbiased, it hurts some feelings sometimes, and I think we're gonna get into that today a little bit. Unfortunately, because this episode of Impact on Access TV was something I want to review. I'm going to do it quickly. It's a little different than what we normally do. I'll still hit the points you see there, but it'll still be with that 20-minute hot take show. I'll get to the nitty-gritty of it. I'll skip over some things. I'll make sure I hit the high points, and I'll definitely go over the low points. But speaking of that, make sure you go check out that Slammiversary review. It was Max, Lucha, and I really enjoyed it, man. I had a good time. I know our buddy Gary did. Everyone in the chat did. So thank you guys for rocking with us and getting those thumbs up. There were a few downs. I'm focusing on the negative, but, you know, it hurt the algorithm. So make sure you check that out. Make sure to check out Go Power Rankings every Tuesday. They're killing it, speaking of Lucha. And speaking of Lucha again, him and I will be in studio to film this week's TNA 2K. So make sure you catch up on that. We just did the Athena Cup to crown our Knockouts champion. And it's rolling along, some really damn good matchups. And then we'll reveal at the semifinal/finals episode, we'll reveal what tournament we're doing next. So let us know what you want us to do, and we'll see if it changes our mind or we got the same idea. But we're going to get right into this, guys. I already alluded to, this was not a good episode for me. You know I am a silver lining kind of cat. I try to look at that. Going into Slammiversary, I said, okay, we're changing creative a little bit. So let's wait to after Slammiversary to really put our feet in, put our boots on the ground and say, okay, this is what Impact looks like now. And after seeing a couple segments for the past couple weeks, and now I'm seeing this past episode, there's some growing trends. And one of them is promos, and promos with a lot of people coming out, a lot of entrance music. You know, I said this about the intro on the last, on Slammiversary. Look cool, sure. But there was just some illogical and some interesting choices, some lazy and lack of creative choices on it. I'm going to be real. And I love my production, and I love the production team. I think they generally do a good job. But the one at Slammiversary was just, it felt, there was no passion in it, and no creativity. And that's how I felt about this episode. I'm going to be real. We're starting off first with a very, very long Slammiversary review. My daughter, who's 4, sitting next to me, and she's waiting because she likes the show. And she's like, "Dad, when's this gonna end?" And I had to look at her and said, I have no clue. It felt like we were watching the whole show again, but I digress. Maybe they were short on some minutes. And that's going to be part of the thing. I don't want to jump around too much. I'm actually going to skip BTI to save some time. Shout out to Alan and Angels and Crazy Steve for putting up a good match there. And then Heath as well for doing the little DDP Heath thing that we like him to do. But it just felt like a lot of matches. And we're going to hit one that's head scratchers next week. It felt more like we're not booking this for a TV show. We're booking this to get everyone in a match. Danny Luna and Trinity next week against the Coven. Like head scratch matches that make no sense in some ways. But if you're looking at this from a general, and I'll shout out to Lucha who said this, because he said, you know, it wasn't a bad show, but a post-Slammiversary show, it was god-awful. And I'm right there with him, because this is, you want to put your best foot forward right after a pay-per-view that might get some attention or might have got some applause. And this is what we showed. This isn't a good characterization of what Impact is. Impact to me is not only a wrestling show, sure, and I'm going to beat you up and whatever, but there's depth, and there's thought, and it's a television show, and there's characters, and the best. Anyways, we didn't really start with that. We're going to have 10 minutes of Scott screeching in the ring. And I love Scott, but we get it. We're in Windsor. He brushes over EY's there to get on to Darren McCarty, which I'm going to be real. No one cares. Maybe some people in Windsor, but no one cares about Darren McCarty being here. And this is going to make the good hands come out. The good hands come out, and Scott, who's happy to be present again, is very happy to risk that by taking off his watch and stuff, ready to get his wrestling gear back on. I don't know. So before he's ready to throw that away, he says, you're going to face these two guys, because Sammy and Rich were waiting backstage for Scott to hopefully have someone. I don't. There was step one. I was like, God, this is what kind of episode it's going to be. But let's see. We move on. So Rich and Sammy, a bunch of tag team moves. You know what they do. And they defeat the good hands with, as Impact on ImpactWrestling.com, the result was they win with a bunch of innovative tag moves. I don't even think it had a finisher name. So then we're going to get ABC in the back. And the backstage shots were also very uncharacteristic, uninteresting, very ROH, just gritty. And here's some guys in the back of a college, and it's ABC. They're claiming for the rematch. Happy to see them later for Subculture, but Rascal's going to come here and move a lot, and we're going to have set up a match eventually with them down the road. Next is Scott again. He's backstage, and we're setting up Swinger versus Dice next week. If Swinger wins, not only does he stay, he gets a title shot. If Dice loses, though, after some shenanigans of trying to get into the match or trying to swing the match, in their favor, this is going to set up loser leave town for them next week. You know, another show that another matchup that just is the fans are oozing and wanting to have on our 86 minutes of television. But this obviously inevitably is Dice losing and leaving. Spoiler alert. But, look, I think Dice is a good hand. I think he's entertaining. We have quite a few comedians on here, and if that's the only way you're going to use him, then it is what it is. I would have loved to see what he could do, but we got some laughs along the way, and he's an entertaining guy, so he'll be successful in whatever he does, or elsewhere, whatever he does wrestling-wise. Wherever he does wrestling elsewhere. You get what I'm saying. All right. So it sucks that he's leaving, but is what it is. We got a lot of new cats coming in, so you gotta drop some, unfortunately. Notice Black Taurus wasn't with Crazy Steve as well. I hope that's not another case of that, but they've been on a losing streak a lot lately. I want them to get back in the thick of things. Something to monitor, but I hope they're okay. Or Black Taurus is okay. Gia's with EY, and this was, so we're back-to-back segments. A dude's about to leave. Aldis, the news as well. He's about to leave for either WWE to be a producer or on camera. My thing is this. I have no hard feelings. He came back, earned, it doesn't matter, but my respect as a day one TNA fan of who maybe had a bad taste of the last Magnus run. This Nick Aldis dude, I'm cool with him. I thought he delivered. He came in and did exactly what we thought he would do, which is, hey, our big guy got hurt. Let's bring in someone else who's interesting to be into the main event feud here, going into Slammiversary. Gives us some TNA nostalgia against Shelley. It worked. They told a great story. Thank you, Aldis. I hope to see you down the road, but either way, I hope he makes it there. I hope it's on camera, man. The dude deserves a shot. He's talented. He's still young. And I doubt they're going to have him producing. No, that's messed up because he is good on the mic as well. But him and EY, two guys who like to talk in circles a little bit, talk a little bit too much. And that was the case here. He likes tradition, but he's about change. And all the runs he's doing on the sheets, doing the interviews, I thought he was going to do a virtual virtue signaling gimmick. Maybe we'll still get that. But either way, look, I love EY. I'm happy to have him back. What does tradition mean? If I had to take a stab at this once again, or not once again, but to fill you in, Aldis mentions internet darlings, so that's where the tradition thing comes in a little bit as well. Aldis shitting on them. So we'll see where, the change comes when it comes to EY and tradition and yada, yada, yada. But they'll be facing each other next week, which is a nice little wink back to, I think, EY's first title win was against Magnus, right? When he was Magnus, if I'm not mistaken. And then World Class Maniac, that era, they had a good feud. But yeah, I'm if I had to put all my money on something that they were going to do a big storyline, if they have any creative in the bag, once again, I felt this was very void of creative. But maybe Team Canada versus Aces and Eights is the only silver lining and big thing I could see here. Maybe with EY running the Team Canada side of it. We'll see. Either way, I hope something juicy happens because we're not getting it at this point. It just feels like a bunch of matches taped, and we're going to set up some things backstage with backstage promos. Very ROH-ish, man. Next is Jake Something, and he's out here to defeat Kevin Knight. Both these guys, both blue chippers. Jake Something's obviously the guy we're going to invest in. I'm cool with the name. I see people saying something like, oh, he needs a little more, I think he just needs a little more character. And my concern is the last time he had the same thing he has now. He has the look, he has the ability, he has the crowd, he has the chant, he has the moves. The dude has everything. He just needs creative behind him, and I'm not certain of what they're going to do with him. But I hope it's something, because the guy can go. And yes, he picked up a win here, but what's next for Jake Something? I'm interested in that, because right now he just looks, he looks great. But I don't want him to fall into the fray here. The next match is going to be thrown into the point where they have to cut the intros, which is a shame, but they're going to fit Courtney Rush defeating Savannah in here, Jody and some shenanigans picking up Jay and bringing him to the back. The Shaw Taraj, Courtney Rush, and Death Dolls thing continues. I'm cool with it. Once again, a second-tier tag division, Knockouts tag division feud, and it eventually goes into MK Ultra later, so makes sense. I'm glad that division's growing, but did it need to be on the post-Slammiversary show when we have Trinity next in a tape promo? No. And that's what I thought. I thought this was booked out of convenience for Impact. That's the better way to say it. Convenience for Impact and maybe the roster, not for the fans or the television product. We're watching a lot of matchups they need to squeeze in there to get everyone in there, but would you want your new champ, or your new champ Trinity in front of a crowd? Yes. Do you want Kenny King, who won, and so maybe Joe Hendry to continue that? Yes. I thought Deanna, where the hell? There's a lot of people they left off to fit in some of these things that I just felt could have been on BTI or could have been somewhere else. Maybe the week after Slammiversary when you're trying to win over fans that you might have just hooked. Anyways, Trinity hits a tape promo. They'll come and hit a tape promo. Once again, they're going to face Trinity and Danny Luna next week because who knows. Next is an interesting thing with Gresham. They're trying to give him something, or are they? He asked for an exclusive interview with Tom Hannafan. He gets that interview. He mentions how the X Division doesn't make sense because it's about no limits. He's about rules. He wants to bring rules, but he doesn't want to bring rules, or he's not sure if he wants to bring rules to Impact. He might leave. He walks out of the interview. No sense. I guess he's just, I don't like this. I'm telling you I don't like this. But it doesn't matter because I might leave, or this isn't for me. At least they're trying something with Gresham. I'm happy for that. I could watch Gresham wrestle from minute 1 to minute 86 of the show, and I'd be just fine. But give the man something. I don't know if this is it. I'm cool with him being the snob of that division, being the looking down upon people. Obviously, the irony of that is not missed. But whatever gets him on TV. Is it this laziness of thing? That's another thing. Same with the EY and Aldis thing, and some of these promos. If you tape it once, this is pre-taped. You tape it once, all right, let's roll again. Let's go tape 2, take 3, take 4. Let's get the best take. Let's make sure they're the cleanest interviews, the cleanest cuts. It's oh, we got it. And it's just so... I digress. Guys, can you see I'm worked up? And it sucks because how much I love this, guys. And once again, if I had to put a number on this, it still isn't a bad episode. It's a 7 out of 10. But it was a wrestling show. It wasn't a television show. And to sell this product to us and to new fans, to old fans you're trying to win back, and to maybe other companies you're trying to put your product on, this ain't it. We need some juice. Next up was Dango and defeating Santino after some interference. And man, I'm going to try to make this quick. But I thought I was saved here because Dango comes out and he's wearing orange, and I'm stoked about it. He's got a little Fandango, look to him while integrating the Gratitude Era look, which I love all this, man. Bring me a creative, entertaining guy who always delivers. They bring out Santino. Love this as well, man. I love the feud, and the problem, though, is we're starting off with some hip tosses and some silliness. And yes, it's still, a match and we're still doing wrestling, but Dango was talking about his daughter. Dango was attacking him and being his friend on one side and attacking him behind his back. And we're going to do arm drags and comedy. I don't know. But either way, a helmet guy picks up the win here and or helps out here. And who is it? Tyler Breeze? No, it's not Tyler Breeze. It's Johnny Bravo. And the crowd says, why? And I say, why? Look, he is probably a great hand in a lot of things he does. This is not against Johnny Bravo. But if you have a guy like Dango who delivers a line very well, is very believable, is very charismatic naturally, is funny naturally, why are you sticking a guy with him who is pretty much the opposite? And I don't mean to say it that bluntly, but his acting's not great. He doesn't add anything to Dango. I hope I eat my words. I really do. But I just don't get this pairing. I was going to do depth charts, guys, and I was looking at ImpactWrestling.com. And go look at it and tell me I'm wrong. But you look through that roster page and you look at everybody, and there's Johnny Bravo with the $7 budget going to Party City and putting on that gear. You can see it in the thing there. It just looks lowball, man, and a lot of this did, and I hate to say that, but I hope they prove me wrong, but I just don't get putting a guy with someone who already has the ability to talk, the look, the comedy, the delivery, and the believability. I just don't get it. Next up, MK Ultra, Shaw Traj is looking for Jay. Jody brings him in. I like this. It's funny enough, but once again, shot in the back with Cinderblock. Another one, Eddie and Lish are talking shit, and then the Kazarians attack. So we're hey, how are we going to continue this? Fight. Rascals ABC, fight. Eddie and Lish and Kazarians, fight. I don't know, man. Just simple. It's like they were given a coloring book, a paint by numbers, and they just said, we'll just turn this in. We have the template, but where's that Impact creativity? Where's that Impact wasn't here for me, guys. It wasn't here for me. Let me know if I'm wrong, man. And once again, this isn't shitting on. This is my company. I've been watching since day one. I will continue to watch until my eyes bleed. After that Dango reveal thing, they almost did. But luckily, Subculture and ABC go at it and save the day, man. Rascal's a little interference here, but we get Subculture on TV as champions. You get ABC against them, not making ABC look weak. You have the potential of Rascals versus ABC versus Subculture at Emergence. Victory Road would be great. I'll be there. Bound for Glory, I don't care either way. The tag division with at least them three, and then eventually Motor City maybe, coming back in here. Maybe Decay when you bring them up. It's a damn good division, man. And both, and I go to both, and that's part of that is part of creative as well, and putting people in the right positions. But it's also the budget maybe loosening up some places to where you can put multiple tag teams together, where you can start using people who aren't in that world title picture, that DMC, the X division, pairing them with people and making these divisions exciting as well. So I'm glad they're doing that. Very happy about that. But someone who isn't happy, Chris Sabin, medical update. We don't know when we'll get one. He's still injured from the vicious attack of Leo Rush. And that's where we are next. We are here for the Josh Alexander Welcome Home Party, which been waiting for this day, so I'm happy to have Josh back. Hope he's ready to go. Looks a little skinny, so I know he's obviously got to get his, can't work out when you're healing your bicep, forearm, whatever. So he'll get there. Either way, he could still wrestle around 95% of the wrestlers in the world because he's that damn good. And, I said it when Josh kind of came in right after Nick rolled out at Slammiversary. It just felt like this was a clean, sweep isn't the right term, but the swap, a quick swap. And nothing against Nick whatsoever. I wish he stayed, and he could be definitely in that title picture for the long haul for me. But Josh and Alex is where they're going. Obviously, he would want it to be Macklin. But Macklin's injured as well, and that's where I think that's interesting. There's a lot of pieces at play here, and maybe that's me being fantastical or hoping creative does have something bigger up their sleeve, because the people that come out here are very interesting. The mentions of Team Canada prior are interesting. The return of Macklin now that he's injured, maybe as a leader of something, of an aces and eights. I don't know. It would be really great if they did something like that. We could use something simple like that if they want that crutch of every week revealing a person. I'm for it. That's great television. I say it's a crutch, but it does it. Who gives a shit if it's entertaining? So I would be cool with that. But right now, I'm not cool with this part because we're going to have Josh have his moment, Alex have his, and instead of ending there, we're going to say once again, which is about every 6-month thing, does the X Division title mean anything to anyone past until they win it, rather? If it's Kazarian, I got to get my shot. If it's Leo, got to get my shot. This belt in real life is one of the most prestigious belts around. The lineage is there. They talk about it. They use it. The problem is in modern day, and yes, they've had some great runs to solidify it and continue that tradition. We're just cashing in, baby. Just here it is. Okay, yep. I'm gonna pawn this to go for the big gold, and I guess that's the point of the game. But when you're paying, when you're playing hot potato between, Trey to get him to Rascals, I get it. You put it on Saban to have that Motor City era moment. Now we're giving it to Leo for him to try to cash in. Let's cut it out, man. Let's make a Destination X again and make it that one moment that they could cash in. I don't know, man. We already have the Battle Royal winner for Bound for Glory where they get that thing. Let's make that the anytime, anywhere thing, because this option C shit is just mud in the water with this belt, man. I'm not even using English. I never do, but you give it. So, anyways, love Leo Rush. I want him to keep the belt. Maybe it's a short run, man. Maybe obviously they gotta make the most out of him, but yeah. So he's going to come and say he wants, but Kushida's going to come with the X first. Love that they're using the X, by the way, and I love Kushida. So it looks like we're getting Leo Rush versus Kushida. Going to be a great matchup. We'll see what happens. I hope maybe this was just a thing to pop the situation. I don't know. But Bully's music hits. And after Bully's music hits, Moose and Myers are going to attack as well. And that's where I say it's interesting. Myers ditched the good hands to remain with Moose. I was hoping he would turn on Moose and then we get good hands and Myers back together. But Moose and Myers together with Bully seems interesting. I'm telling you guys, you add Macklin to that. Maybe you add some more reveals. Maybe it's the good hands. I don't know. Makes sense with Bully. Makes sense with Myers. I think you guys could do something really cool with this, man. I'm talking Impact. I think you guys could do something really cool with this. Give us something of interest. Give us something to want to bite into and watch. And I hope there's a bigger play here. But we're going to end off on Leo not wanting to be part. He's kind of his own man, his own bad child shtick, lone wolf. I dig it. I don't want to get it twisted. I love what Leo Rush is putting down. I just don't want him using that belt. I'm over that. I'm over creative using that belt. It's nothing. There we go. But either way, guys, what did you guys think of this, man? What do you guys think about Aldis and Dice exiting? Are you happy with their runs? Do you think there could have been more? Who knows? What do you think about option C being used all the time? What about Gresham and his rules thing? I like the idea of that. Anything you're giving Gresham to be more than just Gresham, even though he's great as just Gresham, is great. And then, what about, everything else I unintendedly not shit on? I don't want to say shit on, but I was honest about, guys. That's what the point is. Look, this isn't me saying negative stuff for the sake of saying negative stuff. I'm saying it to be unbiased, transparent, and honest. And, I want them to succeed. They are succeeding. I thought this would be a great launching point for them to succeed, continue to succeed, but this felt like a step back. And I got to call a spade a spade. But I look forward to next week. It looks like Trinity will be on it at least. Hopefully we'll get Deanna, maybe some stuff with Kenny. And, tighten this up a little bit. I know we obviously have Swinger and Dice and that shenanigans. But let's just keep developing some stuff. I just don't want this to turn into a I don't like you, let's fight thing. We're better than that. Impact's better than that. They have character. Even in their promos, they have character and development and aesthetics. And this felt like a And I hate to say it, I don't know what ROH looks like now. I won't say that, and I'm an ROH dude as well, but or was. But this felt like we taped this in a gym somewhere, and that was that. But maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I am. Well, not hopefully. I just hope it gets better from here. And I think they have the tools to do so. They have the talent for sure. And they have some momentum. But that momentum, a lot of it was wasted on backstage promos and some really weird booking, man. But let me know what you guys thought. I hope it's better than what I thought. But either way, keep enjoying Impact, keep spreading the word, and hopefully we have something exciting to present to people who want to give it a chance. Either way, let me know what you guys thought. Check out everything on this channel, especially Go Power Rankings on Tuesdays, TNA 2K on Wednesdays, and then I don't know what we're doing for Emergence and Victory Road, because I will be at Victory Road, and both the next ones are on Sundays, so we'll figure that out. But either way, I'll keep connected. Either way, make sure to like and subscribe here. And if you want to do me a solid, go check out my other channel, The Great Reclaim. Just did, if you want to see me dress stupid and be bad creative as well. Check, I got some Trivia House stuff. I did Batman, Ghostbusters, dressed up as a stupid Ghostbuster, and just did X-Men. So go check those out for me, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Keep watching Impact Wrestling. Keep up the good fight. Thanks for coming out. God bless and good night. Goodbye, everybody.